The Korean War commenced on June 25, 1950, when North Korean troops launched an attack on the Republic of Korea at approximately 4 a.m. What began as a conflict between North and South Korea soon evolved into an international war, with the participation of United Nations forces, the People's Volunteer Army, and other involved parties. The war endured for 3 years and 1 month until an armistice agreement was signed on July 27, 1953. However, it is important to note that, from a technical standpoint, the war has not been officially concluded to this day, resulting in a protracted conflict spanning over 72 years. Declaration of the end of the war. In this regard, the government of Moon Jae-in had pushed ahead with a declaration to end the war. The term, Declaration of the End of the War, literally refers to the official announcement of the conclusion of a war. At the first Inter-Korea Summit talks in 2018, the US and South Korea announced their intention to pursue an end-of-war declaration. They discussed the specifics of the declaration but ultimately failed to propose it to North Korea. In conclusion, a peace agreement to end the Korean War has not been signed, and the war is still ongoing. However, there seems to be a lack of awareness that the people of North and South Korea are currently at war. World History Perspective. The Korean War is a representative example of a Cold War conflict that occurred after World War II, during which the world was divided into communist and anti-communist powers. The free camp included the United Nations, Korean, and U.S. armies, while the communist group consisted of the Soviet, North Korean, and Chinese armies. Furthermore, over 16 countries participated in the war, including those that fought alongside South Korea as UN forces. At that time, a total of 67 countries provided South Korea with material and combat support, which accounted for 73% of the world's nations. As such, the Korean War was recorded in the Guinness Book of World Records as receiving the most international support to help only one country, South Korea. However, in the end, neither South Korea nor North Korea emerged as the clear winners of the war. The conflict solidified North Korea's communism and South Korea's liberalism, which have persisted to this day. Armistice process. 1 year after the war broke out, neither side had launched any serious offensives. As the intensity of the war gradually waned, consideration of an armistice began in June 1951 at the suggestion of the Soviet Union. However, negotiations dragged on for 2 years, and localized conflicts to gain more territory intensified. So, there was a significant escalation of hostilities to secure as much land as possible before a final ceasefire line was drawn. Finally, on July 27, 1953, an armistice agreement was reached, and all fighting stopped at 10 p.m. We are currently in a legal state of armistice and actively engaged in the same type of economic activities as before. The protracted duration of the armistice made the Korean War a 72-year-long conflict, despite the absence of active fighting.